Students, I'm Vasanta Parmar here for I welcome you class 11 English lessons. The Portrait of a Lady part 2. I am today with this second part of the same chapter. I hope you have gone through my first video and you have read the chapter, you have completed the 4 questions what I gave in my previous video. So today let's go ahead. The last video we ended till they went along with their Khushwant Singh and his grandmother. They went along with their parents to city, and Khushwant Singh started going to city school. Okay, their grandmother could not accompany him. Now let's proceed. I would tell her English words and little things of Western science and learning, the law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, the world being round, etc. What are these things? These are the things Khushwant Singh used to learn in city school. No, as we have seen in the previous one, we saw that when Khushwant Singh just comes from the city school, grandmother was very curious to know, right, what he is being taught in the school. So when on asking, right, grandmother used to ask, what did you learn? Khushwant Singh he would tell that what all things he learned in city school. What all things? English words, right, Western science, law of gravity, maths, all these things. This made her unhappy. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things they taught at the English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about God and the scriptures. She was not happy what Khushwant Singh learned in the city school. What is the reason? First reason is she could not help, right, his grandson in learning, or in teaching the lessons. Second, there was no, we can say, teachings of moral science, or we can say regarding holy books, scriptures about God. Okay, only prayers, only all the different subjects, which was totally strange for his grandmother. One day, I announced that we were being given music lessons. She was very disturbed. To her, music has lewd associations. So once Khushwant Singh came from school and just informed grandmother that he was being taught what? Music. And those days, music lewd associate. Lewd means indecent. Okay. And associations means connections. So they used to connect music with like a very low standard. Okay. Not for common folk, we can say, not for gentle folk, but for prostitutes. Okay. For those and for beggars and all. It was the monopoly of heralds and beggars and not meant for gentlefolk. So those days musics were considered as very low standard, we can say, right? Very indecent. Okay. Not like it's not dignified, and for the common people. She said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval. She did not utter a word, but means her she remained quiet. She remained silent. That means she did not agree with the learning of music in the school. So what all things, why she was unhappy and distressed? First and foremost, she could not accompany. Second thing, she could not assist Khushwant Singh in his lessons. Okay. Third, there was no teaching about God and holy scriptures. And the fourth is all the music, and this was very indecent. Okay. She rarely talked to me after that. When I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. Right? She hardly used to talk. See, till he was going to school, they shared a common room. But they hardly used to talk because Khushwant Singh remained busy with his lessons. But now Khushwant Singh started going to the university. So here the friendship has almost, we can say, no, stopped, we can say, or snapped, right? Because he was given a room of his own. Now here they separated. Here they are not sharing a common room. While she sat in the veranda, breaking the bread into little bits, right? Breadcrumbs, we say. Hundreds of little birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirrupings. Right? So it was like real, no? So many sparrows, right, gathered around her. Okay. And they all create a veritable chaos of chirrupings, okay, of birds' noise. Some came and perched on her legs, others on her shoulders, some even sat on her head. She smiled but never shooed them away. Here, shooed them away means never drove them away, right? She just allowed them and she used to happily feed sparrows with little bread crumbs. This was like we can say the most happiest hour of grandmother. She smiled but never shooed them away. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. She used to be very happy, spending time with sparrows. How grandmother used to spend time, we can even recollect them. She used to always be prayerful. She used to say prayer. She used to sit in the spinning wheel, okay, and she used to spend her time with feeding sparrows. When I decided to go abroad for further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years. So first childhood we have seen, then we're going to the city school, after the university. Now the time has come for Kushwant Singh that he has to go to the university or abroad, okay, for further studies. So this time he thought that grandmother would definitely be upset. So because he would be away for 5 years. But at her age, one could never tell. But my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. She was not even emotional, right? She knew that now grandson used to depart from her for 5 years. Who knows 5 years what would happen after coming, whether grandmother would be alive, dead, who knows. But still, she was not even sentimental. She was not become emotional. She came to leave me at the railway station but did not talk or show any emotion. What does this indicate, children, about the grandmother? She was no very like she accepted every change in life happily. Change we have to accept. We have to adjust ourselves with the change that comes in our life. So this is a very great lesson, no, from this old lady, grandmother. Being grandmother, you imagine that she never got upset. She never become emotion. Like, she was not even sentimental, and she came to live, right, her grandson to the railway station. She did not speak, right, and she did not talk or show any emotion. Her lips moved in a prayer. Her mind was lost in prayer. She was just always praying, right, for her grandson. She never complained. She never complained that you should not go. She never, we can say, interrupted. She never like disturbed, okay, in his for abroad in further studies. But whereas she accepted every change, okay, she accepted. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of a rosary. Silently, she kissed my forehead, and when I left, I cherished the moist imprint as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. Okay, so when at the last, after like when she went to the station, what she did, she just kissed right on forehead of her grandson, and grandson thought that this was perhaps the last physical touch between me and my grandmother. Why? Because Kushwant Singh was not sure that after 5 years perhaps whether he might see his grandmother or not. He was not sure about it, right? Because 5 years makes a difference. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. But here, to his surprise, what happened after 5 years when he came back after completing his studies? Who did he find at the station? Grandmother. Okay. She did not look a day older. Imagine, she was as old. She just, how he had left her, the same condition he could see now also. She still had no time for words, and while she clasped me in her arms, clasped me means she held him tightly in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. Still, she kept calmly and she just kept on reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. So here we can say that after 5 years over, when Kushwant Singh returned from abroad from further studies, he did not find any change in his grandmother. Not she grew even a single day older, we can say, and in her routine. What was her routine? Prayer, right? inaudible prayer she used to spend, and feeding sparrows, right? In the evening, a change came over her. But in the evening, some different thing happened, right? Strange thing happened. A change came over her. She did not pray. Normally, she always used to pray silently. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing. What she did? She just gathered, she just collected, she just called all the women from the neighborhood, gathered, and just she took an old dilapidated drum, and she just to go on beating the sagging skin of the dilapidated drum, and she started singing. For several hours, she thumped the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum and sang of the homecoming of warriors. You know, in the olden times when the people they go in the wartime and after victory, when they return home, women used to sing song, right? Beating drum and singing song. Same way, here when grandmother returned safely from abroad after completing 5 years of his successful studies, grandmother also did the same. She just gathered all the women from the neighborhood and started singing song. That day, that was the only evening or that was the only day she did not pray silently. She just sang loudly and she just started beating the old drum. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. Overstraining means like exertion, right? They all tried their level best to convince her that this will cause overstraining to her, but that was stop. But she did not stop. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. Did not pray here means she did not say prayer inaudibly, or we can say silently. The next morning, she was taken ill because it was due to exertion. Next morning, she was ill. It was a mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. It was simply a fever, and they all thought it was because of exertion. Right, whole evening she had sang and she just beat the drum. Okay, so due to that, she got fever. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. Now she has come to know that now she is going to die, or we can say she is going to go away from this world, depart from this world. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she had omitted to pray. That was till the previous evening onwards. She started beating the drum, right? On like she was very happy, overjoyed. Looking why? Because she was very, very happy, excited to see her grandson. That's why she stopped praying silently. Fine. And now she is aware that now my end has come to near. She was not going to waste any more time talking to us. We protested. Okay. So they all protested, they all opposed. But she ignored our protests. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling her beads. What did she do? She did not listen to anyone. She just slept in the bed peacefully and just again started telling her beads. She just kept beads of rosary in her hand. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. Why lifeless? Now she is no more. Right after sleeping, she just died. She passed away. She departed from this world, and rosary fell down from her lifeless fingers. A peaceful pallor spread on her face, and we knew that she was dead. Okay, so pallor means like fading color, right? Becoming lifeless. So her face has become very faded, and she passed away peacefully from this world. We lifted her off the bed and, as is customary, laid her on the ground and covered her with a red shroud. Right? Here, shroud means covering for the dead body, the coffin we say, right? So, as per the rituals, as per the custom, she was taken off from the bed. She was laid her on the ground, and she was covered with a red shroud. After a few hours of mourning means here, what is mourning? Here means like crying, okay, over the when people they die. Sad. We left her alone to make arrangements for the funeral. For the funeral, whatever the necessary arrangements they have to do, they just started. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude stretcher to take her to be cremated. So the stretcher was ready. She was just taken, right. It was the time for funeral. Okay. So evening they went to her room with the stretcher to take her body to be cremated. The sun was setting and had lit her room and veranda with a blaze of golden light. We stopped halfway in the courtyard, right? Stopped halfway there. All over the veranda and in her room, right up to where she lay dead and stiff wrapped in the red shroud, thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. Who did they find there? Sparrows scattered all over there. Okay, all over there in the courtyard till her in her room. As if they are also mourning, right? On grandmother's death. Because she was very close. She used to feed daily. And it was, we have read in the chapter, it was the happiest hour of our day. So at this juncture also, when she was no more, she died, she passed away. So sparrows gathered all around, okay, around her, and as if they are mourning for her. There was no chirping. They too were sitting like silently. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke it into little crumbs, the way my grandmother used to, and threw it to them. The sparrows took no notice of the bread. When we carried my grandmother's corpse off, right? Corpse means dead body. They flew away quietly. Next morning, the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. So when sparrows gathered there, right, at the grandmother's death funeral ceremony, fine, Khushwant Singh's mother brought some breadcrumbs and just gave, but sparrows did not take notice of it. Fine, and the next day it was swept away and it was put it into dustbin. So this is all about beautifully Khushwant Singh has spent his life with his beautiful, we can say, relationship with his grandmother. And who doesn't love, right, his grandmother? We all love our grandmother. They are very loving, caring, affectionate. Okay, so this way Khushwant Singh's grandmother. So here very beautiful thing about the grandmother is she was like very positive, we can say. So whenever any change has come, right, in the relationship, she never complained, right? She never grumbled, but she accepted everything. Even we can say she accepted her seclusion with resignation. When she knows that now she has to become lonely, right? When Khushwant Singh just went to another room, till they were sharing the same room, it was everything was fine. Okay, she was little happy. But when the moment when Khushwant Singh started sharing another room when he went to university, she did not complain. She just accepted it very peacefully, very calmly, and she always kept herself in prayers for herself as well for her grandson. So now this way the chapter is over here. Here again I am with the 8 questions. So first video I have given you 4 questions. Here again 4 and 4, 8 are there. So altogether 12 questions I have given as homework. Okay. Now in the third, next thing I will just send you the PDF. Few question answers I will discuss in my lessons on the third video, and then I will send one PDF file consisting of all the important questions, okay, for you to note down in the fair copy. So let's proceed with the questions. Describe the changing relationship between the author and his grandmother. The changing relationship. Okay, so there are 3 phases we can say: childhood, boyhood, and early youth. Okay, that was the changing relationship. What proofs of the friendship between the grandmother and the grandson do you find in the story? What are the proof, okay, of the friendship in different stage? Why was the author's grandmother unhappy with city education? I gave you 5 reasons. Okay, so listen to the video, just go back, listen, and then write down. What was the happiest moment of the day for the grandmother? Just now we have covered it 2 to 3 times, right? Spending, feeding sparrows, okay, praying silently, okay, spinning wheel, and it is not I have added in, but it is there in the book. Which activity did the grandmother find most relaxing when she lived in the city? So that is feeding sparrows. What did the author think was the last physical contact with his grandmother? Was it really so? It was the moist imprint when she kissed on his forehead, right? What do you think was the cause of the grandmother falling sick? What was the reason? Why did she fell sick? How did the grandmother receive the narrator when he returned from abroad, and how did it affect her? That is the last part of the chapter. So, this way, I hope you would be able to write the answers on your own, because now you are in class 11th. Okay, we cannot dictate or we cannot give all the question answers. So, you should also learn to frame on your own, and it's very easy, not so tough. So, please frame in proper sentence, okay, with standard vocabulary and some describing words. Fine. So, I hope the lesson will be clear. And if you have any doubt, we have created WhatsApp group, so you can just clarify your doubts in the group, not in the YouTube channel. Fine. So God bless you, children, and till we meet in the next lesson, bye, take care.